All right, anyone here? Anyone live right now? Anyone awake? Doesn't seem like it so far. Hey, how's it going, DJ Punisher 1998 Roblox gamer? Hey, yeah, so the power went out at my apartment here. Really random, really strange too, because the power is literally on the lights outside in the parking lot and all of the buildings next door. But I got a text message from my power company, and they did acknowledge that the power is out here at my apartment. So it's definitely out. But I figured we could talk about the LG Stylo 5 a little bit. If you have anything to talk about, if anyone has any questions about the LG Stylo 5, we can talk about that too. I know it is pretty late here at night, but I figured that we could just have a little bit of a discussion to kind of pass the time here. So please leave any questions you have in the comment section. Hey, how's it going, Paul Tech? Hey, yeah, so if anyone has any questions about the LG Stylo 5, I'd love to talk about it. I did just put out a video about 3 hours ago on the channel about the device. And it does look like so far the Stylo 5 is going to be sharing the same body as the Stylo 4. And it looks like pretty much all of... Oh yeah, you thought you were the only one awake, Paul Tech? Yeah. Nope, not me too. I'm awake. But yeah, so it looks like the Stylo 4 is going to be basically having the same build and design and everything. Or I'm sorry, Stylo 5 is the Stylo 4. Just the internals are going to be different with the device. So I'd love to see a bigger battery, maybe a better processor. William, I don't know why there is a power outage. It's really random. I was actually playing Fortnite on my computer, and suddenly all the lights went out. So I have no idea how or why, but I'm actually using my Visible R2, and I'm using the Visible service to give me a hotspot here so that I'm able to connect to the internet with my phone doing this live stream, just because I don't have enough data on my normal data plan to be able to do a live stream like this. So that's pretty nice. And I'm using the flash from the Visible R2 to give light in here too. Any severe weather? No, actually there's not. There's literally nothing unusual about the weather tonight either. So I have no idea why the power's out, but pretty much like there wasn't much to do with it out. So that's why I figured I'd go live. And I definitely want to go live in a more proper time and, more organized another time soon. I know it's probably been about, I don't know, like a month since I went live the last time, and that went really well. So I definitely want to go live again soon after this. But it looks like the LG Stylo 5 is going to be coming out on July 15th. Now, if you look at the leaks, and you can find the leaks just by going to Google and searching up LG Stylo 5 leaks. Paul Tech said, with Visible Wireless, you can connect more than one device to the hotspot. I've actually never tried it. I always only connect one, but I'm pretty sure you can connect two. I'll have to try that later, and I'm actually going to be doing more videos about Visible and Visible Wireless, just because there is a lot of interest in it. And Visible had sent me out a SIM card, and actually ZTE did. So they sent me out a Visible SIM card, and they sent me out the Visible R2. And it's been a great phone so far. I mean, definitely kind of an entry-level starter device. And you can actually buy the Visible R2 for $99. Unlimited hotspot? Yes. So unlimited hotspot. And Visible has unlimited data as well. So the only issue with that right now is that the data is capped out at 5 megabits per second with Visible. However, I've heard, yes, and it is powered by Verizon. So everything goes through Verizon's towers. Hey, what's up, Tech Right? Thanks for that super chat. I appreciate it. At least make a little bit of money here while I'm bored, right? So, uh, okay, so the rumor is that Visible might be dropping the 5 megabit per second limit for both download and upload. But you didn't hear that from me. So, it's if they do actually do that and they get rid of that limit, then it's very possible that Visible could be the ultimate mobile carrier, prepaid at least, because for $40 a month, if you're getting unlimited, uncapped data speeds and mobile hotspot in addition to that, and that's just an extremely good value. Hey, Block Ruler. Yeah, I know it is super late, so I normally wouldn't do a stream this late. I like to do the streams when the most people possible can watch, so I'm definitely going to be doing another one soon. And William said, it is strange to have Verizon to a point to where I can't tell who is with Verizon and its spinoffs. Oh, what do you mean by that exactly? Can you just rephrase that? I don't really understand the question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you're not seeing the messages. That's really strange. William said customers using data. Yeah, well, I mean, so Verizon, to my understanding, Straight Talk also uses Verizon's towers. So, for some parts of Straight Talk, so it's not just Verizon Wireless and Verizon Prepaid. Of course, Visible is a new brand that they're really promoting. Yeah, I haven't heard too many great things about Straight Talk, but I haven't heard terrible things either. I guess it just depends on where you live. But what I was saying is that so Visible is kind of the experimental child of Verizon. So they've been pumping a lot of money into promoting Visible. It launched about a year ago, but it did kind of have a soft launch at first. But recently, though, Verizon's been pumping a ton of money into promoting Visible. And that's mostly because Verizon just doesn't have much dominance in the prepaid market. In fact, so Cricket and Metro by T-Mobile definitely dominate. Actually, I'm surprised, but Boost Mobile is actually doing pretty well as far as their market share goes in prepaid. But Verizon hardly has any dominance in prepaid. So if Verizon wants to grow in prepaid, of course they have the regular Verizon prepaid that they can promote, but it is pretty expensive and not really competitive with Cricket and Metro and Boost price-wise. So that's kind of why Verizon is Visible, so that they don't have to, hey, what's up, Ramp? Thanks for watching. So the purpose of Visible is that Verizon doesn't have to really worry about having the Verizon brand get tarnished with a prepaid carrier, but at the same time, they can offer some insane deals. So Paul Tech thinks that the LG Stylo 5 is going to be a massive flop, and that's definitely possible. I've noticed that, actually. So, for example, the LG Aristo 2 was a very popular device, especially with Metro PCS. And then we actually had a LG Aristo 3 that nobody even cares about. So I hope the LG Stylo 5 is popular, but there's an example right there of one phone being very popular and then the successor just being a complete flop. I think it just depends on how much money is spent in promoting the device. So TechRate said, drop those dollars, people. Oh yeah, why not, right? We got bills to pay. Casey Guy 88 says, Kevin Breeze live from Afghanistan. Now, I am in Arizona, which I guess is also in the desert. But yeah, I mean, the power has been off now for about maybe 15 minutes. And I did get a text message from my power company, and they said that it's going to be off probably for another 2 hours at least. But I'm looking outside right now, and there's a lot of people. Let's see, maybe I can it's kind of hard to see from here. But a lot of people are in their cars right now because I guess it's getting very warm in their units. Now, for me personally, I always keep the AC cranked up, so it's always nice and cold in here, so probably I'll get a few more hours. But the low temperature right now in Phoenix is about, I think it's about maybe 85 is the low. So if we don't get AC back on pretty soon, it is going to start to get a little toasty in here. Definitely glad, though, that the power did not go out during the day, because then I would definitely be going right over to my car. So Casey Guy 88 said, What phone is my daily driver, or do you switch from day to day? So, um, so I have the iPhone XS Max as my daily driver that I use with Verizon. And that's the phone that is doing this live stream right now. And I mostly just use it because it's a good phone to use for social media, especially for the kind of work that I do with the channel. It's nice to be able to have a really good camera and kind of the best tech specs out there. Now, I do have a secondary phone that I use with Cricket Wireless. And at the moment, I'm using the Blue G9, but I'm going to be switching over to the Umidigi F1 Play pretty soon. So both are really awesome phones, by the way. Paul Tech said Samsung A series will be coming to Metro, and I predict that it'll be the dominating phone for Metro this year. Yeah, that's definitely possible. I could see that happening. I mean, it's a solid phone from what I've seen so far. I don't really have plans personally of getting it, so hopefully, Paul Tech, I'm hoping to see some great videos about it on your channel. I'm just not really a big Samsung fan. But nothing against it. I just have other phones I want to cover, I guess. I just can't cover everything. But yeah, it does look like a solid value, though. So it is possible that that could definitely take things over. And unless LG does something really amazing with high-end specs inside of the Stylo 5, it is possible that it might be a flop. So I hope it's not a flop. Like I said, I mean, for multiple reasons, I'm planning on making a lot of videos about the LG Stylo 5, and if it's a flop, then that would kind of hurt me financially. so let's hope the LG Stylo 5 is a big hit. But I'll tell you what, so far, I kind of wish they had a little bit of a different design. It is kind of disappointing. I've never seen a phone be totally identical with the successor, so that's really strange. Now, Casey Guy 88 said the ZTE Axon 10 or Axon M is $131 on Amazon. And I noticed that there are a lot of creators doing videos about the Axon 10. So I know like my boy Jay Williams, who's a great friend. You know, he was kind of the one who started this whole Axon M revival. And that's definitely a great price for the phone, that's for sure, especially considering that it originally launched at like $800 or $900, and it is a foldable device. So for me personally, I have no plans on getting the Axon M. I think there are a lot of other mobile tech reviewers, smartphone reviewers, that have done a lot of coverage of it, and I think they're doing a phenomenal job of it, so I don't really see a need to do it myself. There's just so many different phones out there that I don't see a need to just do everything. I mean, I can't. There's just so much new stuff. William Armstrong said the Motorola E5 Plus works for me. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the Motorola E6 probably coming out pretty soon as well. Definitely going to be covering that. I know that one of the biggest phones, I did the E5 Cruise from Cricket, and that was a big hit on my channel. So I definitely like to recreate that success. Ben Rose said, would you review the Moto G7 Power from Motorola? Yeah, that's actually funny that you mentioned that, because I've had the G7 Power for about 2 months now. I've just been so busy with all these other phones that I just haven't had a chance to get around to it. But I do want to review the G7 Power. I have the phone right now, so I'm definitely not going to like sell it or get rid of it without doing at least some videos about it. So I also have a candle over here, if you can see that. Might use that as my light, a little bit of a dimmer light here. Yeah, that should work. I'm going to turn off the flashlight here on my Blade Max View, or not Blade Max View, R2 Plus, or I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Visible R2. There we go. There we go. Got some candlelight here. So yeah, so I want to do, so here's what's coming up for me. I'm going to do more videos. That's so weird. Why is the lighting? Oh, that's strange. Okay, anyway, so here's what's coming up on the channel. So I'm going to do some more Umidigi coverage coming up in about a week and a half from now. So I have all of the Umidigi phones, at least the ones that are hot right now. So I have the Umidigi A5 or A3 Pro, the Umidigi F1, the Umidigi F1 Play, and I have the Umidigi S3 Pro. So I have all of those phones. I'm planning on doing a ton of coverage of them. That's why I have them. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that. Now, I have taken a little break from covering the Umidigi devices in the last week and a half to 2 weeks, and that's just because I have so many other phones that I'm trying to cover, and I just want to get those out of the way so I can just focus on Umidigi. I know there's a ton of interest on this channel from you guys in the Umidigi brand, so that's why I just want to go all in on Umidigi and just do as much coverage as I can. Also, we have the Umidigi A5 Pro coming out, and I did pre-order it. Umidigi actually set me up with a promo so I can get it to review, and it hasn't even shipped yet though. That's the thing. So the Umidigi A5 Pro, they did a sale when it was first announced, and they sold 10,000 of them in 2 days. So pretty incredible. Now, K-Deuce said LG Stylo 4 will be great if it comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yes, in fact, earlier today I put out a video on my channel talking about the LG Stylo 4 having 4 gigabytes of RAM potentially. Now, I haven't seen any actual rumors discussing that, but for me personally, I think it needs 4 gigabytes of RAM. So there are 2 different versions of the LG Stylo 4 as far as the RAM goes. There is one version that has 2 gigabytes of RAM and another that has 3 gigabytes of RAM. And the one I have is 3 gigabytes of RAM. So my LG Stylo 4 is the Amazon Prime exclusive version of the phone. And yeah, it's not bad having 3 gigabytes of RAM, but definitely I'd be disappointed if the LG Stylo 5 also had 3 gigabytes of RAM. So, you know, I definitely want to see an upgrade in the RAM department. So 4 gigs of RAM for the LG Stylo 5 would be awesome. I believe the Blue G9 has 4 gigabytes of RAM as well, and that's been working out really well for me. And I just don't really think RAM is that expensive for these phones to have, so they should have extra RAM. So I just don't see a reason why the LG Stylo 5 shouldn't have 4 gigs of RAM. And if it has 3, I'll be very disappointed. What's funny is there's a little bit of a I guess like they don't like to talk about it, but these mobile carriers actually request sometimes for some of these phones not to have as good of specs. So even though it hardly costs LG anything to add extra RAM to their phone, the carriers will request. So the carriers will tell LG. So like for example, Metro by T-Mobile, they'll say, "Hey LG, we need a phone with 3 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, you know, very specific specifications." And then LG builds that phone for them. Now, I know that the Stylo 4, for example, is available on a bunch of different carriers. And the reason for that is because basically it just kind of checks off all the boxes for all those different carriers. But a lot of the times, like if LG told Metro, for example, if they said, "Hey, we want to throw 6 gigabytes of RAM in the LG Stylo 4 or Stylo 5. Metro would be like, "No, no, no, we don't want that good of specs because we want to have phones at every tier," if that makes sense. Casey Guy 88 said, "Do you sell any of the phones after the reviews?" The answer to that is yes. Pretty much every phone that I review eventually ends up on eBay. And the reason for that is because I have to get my money back from these phones after I'm done reviewing them. And I'd love to give them away, but that could be very expensive. And usually I always take the money from the sale of selling the phone after the review, and I just, put that back into the next device that I get. So it really helps make this whole thing a lot more profitable. And this is my full-time occupation, reviewing smartphones on my YouTube channel in my apartment. So, so I have to kind of, make sure that the financials of that add up. Casey Guy 88, have you seen the Samsung Galaxy A7? A little bit. I don't think I'll be getting it just because there are a ton of other creators covering it. But it does look like a really good device. And I'm glad to see that Samsung is kind of going that route, doing more phones that kind of are similar to some of the hot Chinese phones like Umidigi. Just kind of offering a lot of value and very good specifications for a solid price. King Track said, "Kevin Breeze Squad." Sup, Kevin? Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming into the live stream. I know it is very late right now, and my power's out here at my apartment, so I just figured I'd do a live stream here, just because I have nothing else to do. Just me and the candlelight right now. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing more Humidigi stuff, especially. Is there anyone watching right now that especially likes Humidigi? Because I do. Uh, yeah, Late Night with Kevin Bree is better than Fallon. Yeah, I know. All that old fashioned TV stuff, no one watches any of those shows anymore. Everyone just goes on YouTube or even Twitch. So I know I've been going on Twitch a lot, not personally streaming on there, but I watch Twitch streamers sometimes. All that stuff is just better than normal TV. I even have YouTube TV, and I never, hardly ever use it. I only use it to watch sports. So like if I want to watch basketball, I'll turn on my YouTube TV subscription. But other than that, I don't watch TV. It's just junk on TV. Like I just don't care. I'd much rather watch small creators, support small creators than all of these big, media conglomerates. Casey Guy 88, what's the next tech event? So I'm definitely going to be going to CES, but that's all the way in January. Um, I want to go to MWC, Mobile World Congress in Barcelona again, which is next year as well. I don't know. I don't really have any plans to go to any events at the moment, but I'll tell you what, it seems like there's always random stuff that does pop up. So I wouldn't be surprised if I end up going to something like in the next like month or 2 months. It just kind of depends. I'll tell you what, one thing about my life, at least right now, is it is not predictable at all. I never know like what I'm doing next. I'm always traveling, usually by choice. Not. Oh, just heard a chirp from my smoke detector, but I think I'm fine. I think it's just because the power's out. But yeah, I'm always traveling and always doing different stuff. Let's see, King Tracks. This is my opinion of the LG Stylo 5. It needs either the Helio P35 or P60 with at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. The camera needs to be selfie 8 megapixel wide and a rear Sony 48 megapixel plus that good G8 software. Yeah, it's actually a really good point there, King Tracks. Unfortunately, though, I don't think we'll ever see an LG carrier device with a Helio processor. It's like some weird licensing thing, like related to the US. I don't understand it personally, but what I've heard is that a lot of these carriers would love to use Helio processors from MediaTek because they're really not bad processors, really, even though MediaTek doesn't have the best reputation sometimes. But apparently, not Intel, Qualcomm freaks out whenever any of these companies try to use Helio processors in the US on carrier devices. So I don't think we'll ever see it, unfortunately. So yeah, Qualcomm has a lot of power in the industry, and they want to make sure that they stay relevant, even though their processors are a lot more money, and overall, uh, they're just not like I don't know. I mean, I think the Helio processors are really great right now. Like you said, the P60 is great. The P70 is even better. So I feel like the Helio processors are really the future. So I'd love to see more carrier devices that feature them. That'd be great. K-Deuce, check out the Humidigi U-Beats. Yep, they're coming. I ordered the Humidigi U-Beats. Actually, Humidigi was nice enough to send them out to me for free. But they are coming from China. So it's going to be a little while. I think it's going to be at least a week or 2 weeks. But yeah, the Humidigi U-Beats are some wireless headphones, Bluetooth headphones, but they are $20. And I'm really interested to see how good they are. I'll tell you what, Humidigi is growing very quickly. They are really taking things over. William Armstrong, what about the Huawei ban? What are my thoughts about that? Honestly, I think it is bogus. I think that it is all political, and I'm not trying to get into politics here because that is not something I want this channel to be about. This channel is all about unity and people getting along and all that stuff. But I'll just say, there's nothing wrong with Huawei phones. Like honestly, if Huawei is spying if Huawei is using their hardware to spy, then they are dumb. I'm sorry, because the truth is with Huawei, there is way more money to be made if they can just sell their hardware and not spy and play by the book, and they know that. So I personally do not believe all of what the narrative is, I guess, about Huawei phones being spying and well, not only their phones, but I guess more their telecom equipment. I just don't believe it. I just don't. And I would love to see Huawei be fully reinstated and have their relationship with Google revived. However, I don't blame them for trying to start their own operating system, which is supposed to be called Oak OS or something like that. I think Huawei should definitely try to have a plan B that's very good. And who knows, maybe with Huawei's operating system, they can somehow make it better than Android. And if so, then they'll be an awesome third player in the market. I know that in China, at least, a lot of people are like basically WeChat is like an operating system in itself. So if your phone can run WeChat and you're in China, you don't even care about Google Play. Well, they don't even have Google Play in China, but you don't even care about all the other parts of it. So all Huawei needs to do in China is just offer a phone that has WeChat on it, and that will pretty much satisfy people for the majority of their needs. Now, of course, internationally, in the US especially, WeChat really isn't used. So if Huawei wants to be successful in the US, they definitely need to continue to work with Google. And I really hope that things get reverted and all this is over and Huawei is able to be back in normal. Because I really think that they're not spying. I don't believe it. I just don't. So let's see, what other questions do we have here? King Trax, thanks for the info, Kevin. Of course. Thank you for all the questions. King Trax said, Kevin, yes, it is bogus, but you have to think about this. They were forced out of Android and now they're making their own software. There's that's more options for the phone market. I agree. That is a great thing. And in addition to that, I think Google is starting to get a little scared. I think they're concerned about a possible third operating system taking over. I heard that in addition to Huawei trying to create their own OS, there's other Chinese brands that are supporting it as well. So like Xiaomi, for example, is a big fan of Huawei making their own OS, which maybe they can even license from Huawei. So it seems like these Chinese brands all want to have a plan B in addition to Android, and I think Google is starting to get really scared about that. So let's see here. What else do we have in the questions? Ben Rose would get the Honor 7X from 2017 from Honor to review on your channel. Possibly. I mean, there's just so many new phones that come out, and there's so many phones I want to cover, and I just don't have time to. It stinks. I don't know. I don't think I probably wouldn't cover it, especially a phone from 2017, just because I'm trying to just cover some of the newer stuff. Let's see here. What else do we have? Casey Guy 88. Do you like foldable phones? Personally, I would like to see innovations like that, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not too concerned about foldable phones personally, but I don't have a problem against them either. All right, let's see here. KD said their version of Android, yeah, so Oak OS from Huawei, supposed to be 60% faster. Yeah, that'd be pretty wild. That would be pretty awesome, I won't lie. I also heard that they're looking into Sailfish OS as an option, which is from a European company. So maybe they would buy Sailfish or just license Sailfish. That could be interesting too. And Google is gonna, and King Trax said Google is gonna release a new OS called Fuchsia or whatever in about 5 years. Yeah, in 5 years, if you want to wait 5 years. We'll see. Who knows where the mobile scene is going to be at in 5 years. I'm sure a lot's going to change, that's for sure. So, yeah, it's... there's a lot of... Yeah, I'm just not convinced about Huawei spying. I don't. I think it's all political. I think it's just all kind of just crap, to be honest. I just don't see how it's in Huawei's interest to be caught red-handed, and they haven't been, by the way. Anyone that says that Huawei is spying is literally just guessing or assuming that they're spying. I've seen zero evidence, and the same goes for ZTE. And I'm a big fan of ZTE, so maybe I'm biased here, but I've seen zero evidence. Trust me, if I knew that ZTE was spying on people, I would not be associated with them, and I know that they're not. So seriously, there's, Huawei is the same way. If they were actually caught with real proof of spying on people, then they would be in a ton of trouble. And everyone would have a right to be mad. But we've seen zero evidence of it happening. So how can you just assume that that they are or might in the future spy on people if we've never even seen evidence in the first place of them doing it? So it's just bizarre. It really is bizarre. So if I had to guess, though, I think Huawei will be restored to their former glory with kind of a reputation problem. But I think Huawei will eventually be back in the Google ecosystem. I think this is just all kind of a little goofy phase going on, with the government and how they're working with Huawei, or not working with Huawei, working against Huawei. I think this is all just kind of just a short-term thing, and I would say give it about 6 months, and I think we're going to be all back to normal. Another frustrating thing is that Huawei actually makes really good laptops, and we don't know if Microsoft is going to ditch them or not, and I hope not. King Track said Android is poorly optimized. It's about time that they get dropped in ranks all the way to the bottom so that OS can take number 1. Yeah, that'd be wild if OS was number 1, that's for sure. Yeah, no, I'd love to see more options, that's for sure. I'd love to see some great real competition against Android. Why not, right? It just helps everybody. Me personally, I've used WeChat before to talk to Umidigi and some of these other companies, and it's a great platform as well. Monkey Rock 77 said, I think my computer is bugged. Oh, well, that's not good. You might want to, well, I'll tell you what, always cover your webcam. Don't leave that open. You just never know nowadays what could happen. I mean, I'm no expert with computers, but I'll tell you what, like, as long as you cover your webcam, then you know that no one's ever peeking on you. So that's something to keep in mind. Casey Guy 88, did you ever own a Windows phone? No, I did not, but I did have a Windows 8 tablet at one point, the Dell Venue 11 or Dell Venue 10. I forget what it's called, but that was a pretty bad tablet, I won't lie. So, but no Windows phone. Monkey Rock 77, Mr. Beast pops in on people without them knowing. Yeah, he's a great YouTuber. King Tracks, Windows and Linux phones need to come back out. They were very good, just not a lot of apps. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I don't see Windows phones ever coming back. I think Microsoft has just decided that it's in their best business interest just to work with... oh, thanks, TechRite, for another 99 cents. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Awesome, thank you. I think that the new strategy for Microsoft is just to work with Apple, work with Android, and just kind of integrate themselves in that way. I just heard a sound. I don't know what that was. It's kind of scary over here, to be honest. Oh, never mind. It was just me walking. All right. Yeah. All right. TechRite is playing Fortnite right now. Wish him luck. Yeah, TechRite's the man. He's actually supposed to come here in a few weeks, so he'll be sleeping on that bed right there. Well, so I have a sofa bed in my apartment, so maybe I can give you guys a little apartment tour. It is a mess in here, though. So this is my living room. So there's the front door, and I have this table over here. Again, very messy, so excuse me for that. King Track said the Umidigi A5 Pro is the new budget king from Umidigi. Yeah, I'm super excited to get the A5 Pro from Umidigi. It's going to be really awesome. So I really hope that they nail it with the software, because if they don't, I'm going to be disappointed. So here's my living room. It's pretty nice. I got high ceilings, which is kind of a nice little bonus here. Of course, things are better when the power is back on. And then my balcony is out there. And you can see there are lights on from the building next door that is unrelated to this apartment. So there is power over there. And it's really weird too, because the landscape lights outside also have power on. It's just the unit itself. And I think the other units definitely have their power off as well, because I noticed that people are getting into their cars to get some air conditioning, and I heard people outside, and it is like almost 1 in the morning, I think. So yeah, 1:18. Wow. Yeah, a small isolated unit power outage. Yeah, it seems like it. And what's interesting is that as soon as the power did go out, I did get a text message from my power provider confirming that the power is indeed out and it should be back on by 2:30. So we'll see. It's not a problem though. I mean, it's not like the temperature is pretty good in here for now. Yeah, I got this speaker sent to me from LG. I have this sound bar that I'm actually reviewing right now. There's gonna be a video out on that soon. It's a sponsored video. Shout out to them for supporting the channel. I've got my Xbox One S down there. I've got my printer, which is a really cheap HP printer. I've got a couple games over here too, kind of dusty though, because I only play Fortnite nowadays, but I got Rocket League, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Minecraft. And yeah, there's my router down there. It's a router modem. I just rent it, $10 a month, not bad. Got my sofa couch, recliner chair, kind of a recliner from IKEA. Yeah, you know what's funny about the Xbox One S? It's ridiculous. So I got the Xbox One S because I thought it would play Fortnite better than my gaming PC. And it turns out that it actually does a worse job than my PC at playing games. So I barely use it now. Yeah, apparently I think the performance is better on PlayStation as well. So so I think there's a lot of bonuses with getting PlayStation. I'm more of a keyboard and mouse kind of gamer personally, so what graphics are worse than Xbox? On this one, it is definitely. I mean, it's not the One X, it is the One S. So maybe if I would have gotten the One X, I would have gotten really good performance. I got this TV. It's not necessarily new, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a decent TV, 1080p. And then, yeah, like I mentioned before, I got my balcony out there. Sometimes I sit out there. Xbox is better than PlayStation in graphics. Oh, it'll always be that way. Okay, interesting. Okay, well, like I said, I'm a little disappointed with the Xbox One S. It doesn't play Fortnite that well, so I just play it on my computer instead. So, but it is still cool. Like if I have friends over and stuff, like we can just hang out here and play games on the Xbox and just sit back and relax. I know there's also there's gonna be Project Scarlet coming out apparently with the Xbox. That's pretty awesome. I don't know, does anyone else here watch Review Tech USA? He's a great YouTuber that I enjoy watching. He's really into gaming and all that stuff. And flip the camera around. All right, well, it looks like we got some new people here in the chat watching right now. So if you guys have any questions about literally anything, as long as it's a PG question, you can ask it. You know, because I got nothing going on right now. Power's out. You know, gonna sleep in. That'll be nice. My favorite fast food place. Oh, I actually like Chipotle a lot. I eat a lot of Chipotle. So, yeah, Chipotle is really awesome. He wants case. Oh, yeah. My favorite budget smartphone. Probably right now, it's probably a tie between the Blue G9 and the Umidigi F1 Play. They're both really good phones. And Monkey Rock 77 just bought 2 solar chargers. Yeah, I've got plenty of power banks, so I'm not going to run out of power anytime soon, that's for sure. I always get all these companies send them to me for free, so I've got a bunch of them. What's my favorite flagship smartphone? Well, maybe I'm biased. I have the iPhone XS Max as my daily driver. It's filming this live stream right now. So I suppose it would be that, but if I had to go with my favorite Android flagship, probably maybe it's hard because I do like the I like the OnePlus 7 Pro. That's nice, but I do like the LG G8. I'm not crazy about Samsung, so I'm just not. But I do like it though. I did use the Galaxy S10e for a while, and I did like that phone quite a bit. I don't know, just something about Samsung just annoys me. I don't like all the dings and sounds it makes and all the bloatware and junk. I'm just not a fan of that. That's one of the things I really like about Umidigi. You just get, yeah, exactly, yeah. All the, I mean, I know like if I sat there for like 20 minutes and was like modifying the settings and stuff on Samsung phones, I could probably get it to the way I like it. But it's just so obnoxious. Yeah, that's just, I just like how Umidigi and uh, OnePlus, I guess to an extent, like they just give you a nice stock, no crap experience, right? So I just wish more phone or more I don't know, I wish Samsung makes great hardware, don't get me wrong, some of the best hardware out there, but I just don't like all the junk. I don't like all the junk in their software. It's as simple as that. Ugliest OS in my opinion. Do you mean as in skin, like overlays and skins, kind of like how Samsung modifies their software, because that's pretty ugly. um King Trax, I want Umidigi to make a gaming phone with a Helio P90. Oh yeah. I've never actually used a phone with a Helio P90 before, but that would be amazing. That'd be really great. I hope they do it. I think the S3 Pro from Umidigi is currently their top phone, so it would be great to see something even higher end than that potentially. Because I know that Umidigi definitely has the low end max. They've taken over the low end of the market, so now they need to take over the high end. Trent said LG is underrated. They're actually better than Samsung in a lot of ways. I agree. Oh, I totally agree. The only thing I don't like about LG is how the value of their phones drops right away. As soon as those phones come out, the price goes down like super quick. Like for example, the LG G8, you can now buy that for like 350 bucks. And so I feel bad for the people that are either buying it now for $800 or bought it a few months ago for $800, because they could literally just go on eBay right now and buy it for half the price. The LG flagships just do not hold their value. LG puts out way too many flagships, and there is no reason for the V line and the G line to exist for LG. There should be no LG V50. It should be the LG G8 5G maybe, but those two phones, those two lines of LG premium flagships need to merge into one. Who agrees? I'm sure you all agree, actually. Let's see here. What else do we have? Yuli Phone 7 and Note 6 Pro. I actually have not used anything yet from Yuli Phone. I want to, though. I really want to try out some of these different brands. And that's really the direction I want to take this channel. I kind of want to, I really want to show off how awesome some of these Chinese budget phones are. And there aren't enough channels out there that really showcase those devices. But at the same time, I do like sometimes covering carrier devices, whether it's from Visible or Metro by T-Mobile or Cricket. Um, yeah, I gotta check out Ulifone. It looks really awesome. Now, King Trax, do you know if their devices feature US bands, like in all their devices? Because I had some issues with Ucatel with that. Casey Guy 88, Blue G9. Yeah, Blue G9's awesome. I'm a big fan of the Blue G9. So I've done quite a few videos on the Blue G9 already, so you can check those out on my channel. But yeah, no, it's a great phone. Blue did a great job with it. Blue, I do like Blue. I feel like sometimes Blue doesn't get enough love. Ben Rose, how good is the LG budget line of phones? Well, besides the LG Stylo line, not that good. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just a bunch of like the LG Phoenix phones and LG Aristo phones, and they're not good. They're not good. So the only good budget phone from LG that I've seen, and let me know if I'm missing something, but it seems like the LG Stylo 4 is really the only good budget phone from LG. And you know what's funny? You know what is really ironic? What's hilarious? The LG Stylo 4 is the only successful phone that LG really puts out. Think about it. All the LG flagships every year flop, 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 right? The LG G7 flop, LG G8 flop, LG V 35 thin Q flop, but the LG Stylo 4 is selling tons of units. And no one really ever recognizes that. Did you notice that? No one ever recognizes the LG Stylo 4 is one of the few successful LG phones that's been put out in any recent time. And I'm sure some of the carrier devices, like the Aristo devices and stuff, they probably do make a decent amount of profit on that. But I think with the LG Stylo 4, they're making some serious profit. And I hope that continues with the Stylo 5. King Trax. Honestly, can't really answer that. Like you said, there haven't been any good reviews on Ulefone. I just see stuff on the internet. My guess is that it can run T-Mobile and AT&T and GSM. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of places where you can actually go online to see what bands are in the phone, and you can tell from there the kind of compatibility you're going to get. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to covering Ulefone on the channel. I think as soon as they get a new device that comes out, I'm going to pre-order it. So if you wouldn't mind, like, keeping me in the loop, send me a DM or whatever. Just let me know when Ulefone has something new coming out, and if I can figure out that it has US bands, I'll definitely get it. Because I made that mistake with covering an Ucatel device. I just didn't even bother looking at the bands. And it was the Ucatel C13 Pro. I do have one video of it on the channel. I probably will still do the review, but it doesn't even work on US bands. I put my Cricket SIM into that Ucatel phone, and it wouldn't even like do anything. It wouldn't work. It connects to Wi-Fi, and that's about it. So, Casey Guy 88. Do you remember what your first phone was you ever owned or bought? Yeah, I had a what's the name? It was from LG. It was like a slider phone. Not no Android or anything like that. Oh, I forget the name, but it was just made for texting and calls. And then my first smartphone was the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, and that phone was trash. Oh, I never liked that phone. It had terrible battery life, just atrocious battery life. I remember with my Samsung Galaxy Nexus, I would have to turn off data and Wi-Fi in order to preserve battery life to even get through an entire day. It was just ridiculous. So I did not like that. Then, oh yeah, please follow me on Twitter and keep me in the loop. I seriously, because I want to get one of their phones. Uh, then after the Galaxy Nexus, I got the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, and that was awesome. That was a good phone. And then after that, I got the iPhone 6 Plus, and then after that, I got the iPhone 8 Plus, and then now I have the iPhone XS Max. So kind of an interesting progression there. Uh, have King Trax said, have you? I heard of Wiko, the European phone company, coming to the U.S. They already have a phone on Boost Mobile. Yep, I'm gonna get the Wiko ride pretty soon. And actually, I've been Wiko tweeted at me, like they sent me a DM. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about this, but Wiko sent me a DM a few days ago, and looks like they want to do some sort of partnership or work with me or something like that. So that's really cool. Love working with different companies and getting to know their PR people. So yeah, I think I'm going to be doing some more stuff about Wiko in the future. And yeah, I'm really excited about their brand. It's like a hot new brand coming to the US. KC Guy 88 had a Motorola Razr on Singular. Whoa, Singular. Wow, that's old. You must be pretty old then. King Trax, the new Motorola Razr 2019 looks really good. Want to see more of it? Right way. But you know what's interesting? This is a little tidbit of information you might not know. But the reason why we're seeing more of these new brands going on to carriers such as Wiko, and also coming soon, the Foxed phone is going to be on Metro by T-Mobile. The reason for that is because these brands used to go all in on just a few companies. So like Metro and Cricket, they would go all in on ZTE phones or Huawei phones for I think a few of the carriers. And they've noticed, like with Huawei kind of having their troubles, it's a nice reality check that they need to diversify their offerings and work with a bunch of different uh, OEMs. And that's why companies like Wiko and Foxed are able to get an in with these carriers. So kind of interesting. So I think we're going to be seeing more little companies now offering carrier devices. But yeah, it's good news for all of us. I mean, the more choices, the better, right? That's for sure. Chicken or beef tacos? I like chicken. I don't dislike beef, but I usually go for chicken, just a little bit healthier. I've been trying to just be a little healthier recently, and I spend a lot of time on the computer and for what I do and everything. So I've been trying to go to the gym a little bit and get some exercise in. Try to go to the gym twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, and I've been trying to do a little bit of golf too. So that's been good. Especially here in Arizona, you can golf for super cheap during the summertime. Of course, it is over 100 degrees, but it's cheap. So that's good. So, yeah, let's see if the refrigerator still works. I'm gonna grab some orange juice. I can't even see anything. There we go. What's up, everybody? Got my orange juice right here. If anyone has any more questions, please let me know. Leave them in the comments. I am here to answer questions. Just chilling with the power out right now. And I just spilled. Nope. Have I ever been outside of the US? Yeah, in fact, 2 weeks ago I was in Canada. I went to Toronto with TechRite and a couple guys from ZTE. So I was in Toronto, Canada, Niagara Falls, Canada, and then in February I was at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain. So I have traveled. I've also been to Seoul, South Korea, just for a school trip a long time ago, and I did a study abroad when I was in college in Prague, Czech Republic. And I was there for a month, so I've definitely been traveling before. The size of the Stylo 5, proud Auntie 27. The size of the Stylo 5 is the same size as the Stylo 4. It's exactly the same. In fact, I just put a video out on the channel like 4 hours ago, so you should definitely check that out. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty much the same size and everything as the Stylo 4. And I guess if it ain't broke, no need to fix it. But on the other hand, like, I would have liked to see a new design from LG, so it's a little disappointing too. K-Deuce said, for a budget phone from Metro, I think the Moto G7 Power is good. Resolution could be better. Yeah, no, the Moto G7 Power is awesome. Motorola really nailed it with the G7 overall. And I'm a big battery kind of guy. So I'm really glad that the G7 Power has that massive 5,000 milliamp hour internal battery. King Trex, all of its phones have trash MediaTek processors. Yeah, so some MediaTek processors are trash. In fact, for a while, all of them were trash. But the Helio line of processors from MediaTek are actually good, especially the Helio P60 and P70. So definitely, if you're gonna do MediaTek, go Helio. Monkey Rock, excuse me. 77. Did they say why the power went out? No, I have no clue why it went out. In fact, all the other buildings around here have their power on, so I don't know, maybe someone crashed their car into the power thing in the front or something. I don't know, but all I know is that I immediately got a text from the power company as soon as the power did go out, and they said that the power is supposed to be back on at 2:30, which is supposedly in less than an hour from now, so we'll see. But it is already getting pretty late. I'm going to continue streaming, though. I'm not going to stop that. But I definitely get a little tired, though. I won't lie. Huawei. Yeah, it's yeah, like I said, I don't really like to get into politics on this channel because there's so much political stuff tied into everything, but yeah, I'm just not, the Huawei stuff is just a little disappointing. I just wish that it would just be brought to normal because I really like Huawei. And I like the brand. In fact, prior to the Huawei ban, I was really looking forward to actually covering Huawei devices on the channel, and I never have before. But I was thinking of like really getting into Huawei and getting Huawei phones to show off, and I don't think I'll be doing that until the ban has been lifted for multiple reasons. One, I wouldn't really recommend that someone gets a Huawei phone if we don't even think that they'll be unbanned from the US, just because like resale value is going to be trash on those phones, especially over the next few years. This orange juice is like all frozen. Really weird. Really hard to drink. All right, I think I'm going to take the last round of questions. I'm definitely going to be going live again another time soon, and at a different hour or two when people are actually awake. It means a lot to me, though, that I have 8 people right now watching, especially this late at night. But it's been a pleasure talking to all of you tonight. Looking forward to doing a bunch of great, high-quality content on the channel. And hopefully I get my power back soon. That'd be really nice as well. But hey, thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to stop the stream in a few minutes. It looks like we're almost up to an hour of streaming, so that's pretty awesome. And I will see you in the next one. But I'll tell you what, your support means so much. I really appreciate all the support from all of you. And the best is still yet to come from the channel. We're just getting started. There's so much good stuff coming. So again, thanks for watching, everybody. You're all amazing. All great questions. Every single question you guys asked was awesome. And I'll see you later.